What is going on, everybody? And I hope you're enjoying your Saturday afternoon so far. This is NYG Jeffy T85 here, and I'm going to bring you something a little bit different. Not really anything to do with the Brooklyn Nets and their season, trade rumors, anything like that. I'm going to talk about a player that Nets general manager Sean Marks has been scouting, who is playing right now in the Australian League, the Australian League Basketball Association, who's part of the New Zealand Breakers. And that, of course, is French-born 18-year-old point guard Rayan Rupert, who is 6'7", with a 7'3" wingspan overall. In fact, Nets general manager Sean Marks has actually been scouting this kid and has been spotted at the last couple of games for Rupert since he's been playing in the Australian League for the New Zealand Breakers. And Rupert is actually right now, a lot can change. He's right now projected to be a mid-first round pick, somewhere in the late teens, early to mid-20s. In fact, the Brooklyn Nets right now, they are currently picking at pick number 25. So right now, this kid, Rupert, actually might be in the range of what the Brooklyn Nets are looking for. Like I said, he's 6'7", French-born, turns 19 years old until right before the NBA draft, so a little bit right before the beginning of July, late June. And he's pretty much got tremendous length, something that every GM, including Sean Marks, is looking for. He's still a work in progress in terms of his shot overall. He's still a kid that needs to work on his shot overall, needs to become better as a facilitator as well. His jumper is smooth at the high release point, but at times the ball dips a little bit too much when he's trying to make those long shots. And it's probably one of the reasons why his shot just comes off very odd and comes off very blank at times. So that's one thing that he's trying to improve on overall, but he has improved his rhythm overall as a shooter. So he's mostly more of just like an athletic, big-time playmaker at the moment that is still trying to redefine his shooting as we go forward. He also has an ability to use both his hands in terms of finishing the plays with the basketball in his hands, which means driving to the basket, dishing the ball out quickly. He does not have a lot of elite dribbling moves, so he's not a guy that's going to go out there and be flashy with the basketball in his hands, do some really cool moves under his legs, any of that kind of stuff, try to elude the defenders, etc. But he still finds ways to get to the rim and draw fouls. That's something that every basketball player and every basketball team wants, is players that are not afraid to drive to the basket and be able to create contact and draw the foul on the opposing team. He does, though, need to gain a little bit more weight and get a little bit stronger, as he's a little bit more on the smaller side, around 180, 195 pounds. Does need to put on a little bit more weight if he's going to be able to compete if he decides to go into the NBA. One of the things that he has shown some improvement over the past year is his ability to play in the pick and roll. Pretty much, he was a guy that struggled a little bit when he first started in the Australian League. He had trouble being able to get off the defender into the pick and roll. Now, he's at least adjusted to that, and he's been able to at least create a little bit more separation in the middle of the court and put in some of those pick and roll baskets to get himself to the rim, which is an excellent thing you need to hear about. He's also not a major contributor or creator on offense, but like I mentioned earlier in the video, he's still much better he's getting better as a ball handler in these situations overall. And he is not the greatest in terms of being flashy with the basketball in his hands, like I mentioned earlier as well, but he still has decent assist numbers overall. Rupert also does move very well without the ball, which is a very good sign. You know how some players, they get very stagnant when they don't have the ball in their hands. They're waiting for the ball to come to them so then they can be able to create their own shot when they have the opportunity. Rupert, at least, is one of those players in the Australian League for the New Zealand Breakers that is very good moving without the basketball and getting to the open spots to be able to hit some of these big shots for the New Zealand Breakers and put down some of these big-time shots overall for his team. But overall, the one thing that makes me the most excited about this kid is his defense. A lot of people are expecting this kid because of his outstanding length and the fact he's 6'7", but has that 3-foot he has a 7'3" wingspan is a very, very good sign overall that he could be an excellent defender overall for the NBA if he ends up getting to the NBA level. He does though need to work on his rebounding efficiency. Given his size and length, he should be able to put down some more boards, but he probably needs to put on a little bit more weight overall. And then one thing that really sticks out about his defense is that his ability to defend at the point of the attack on a high level, which means when he's pretty much in your face, that's when he's at his best overall. There's still plenty of room for him to grow though, because he can be very undisciplined as a defender overall, and he sometimes gets a little bit too aggressive in his defense, which causes him to overplay some of the plays on the court, and he gets beaten off the dribble to the basket for some easy buckets or some easy jump shots. And pretty much it's the reason of that being he's a gambler. Either way, he has a lot of upside though. He has a lot of upside. He is only 18 years old. Remember, he doesn't turn 19 until June. The kid has a lot of upside. And he's being right now compared to Josh Giddey or Ousmane Dieng right now. Those are the comparisons right now for Rupert overall. So we're going to have to wait and see what's going to happen when it comes to, Rayan Rupert of the French point guard that is playing right now for the New Zealand Breakers, and a prospect that Nets general manager Sean Marks right now is very, very closely monitoring for the fact that he's been at the past couple of games for this young Frenchman, and he's pretty much scouting him, hoping that maybe this kid, if he does declare for the NBA draft, might be somebody that could drop towards the middle of the 20s in the NBA draft, where the Nets are picking at pick number 25, and that maybe Sean Marks can get this kid in here and potentially develop him as a long-term piece for the Brooklyn Nets going forward. But we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen. But I just wanted to bring you guys this video about Rayan Rupert, a French point guard, because of the fact that Nets general manager Sean Marks, who is also obviously monitoring the trades and stuff for the NBA trade deadline, that'll be happening in about a week and a half from now. But also because he's scouting this kid so much that maybe this could be a player when we get to the NBA draft all the way in late June that the Brooklyn Nets might be interested in trying to sign try to draft when we get to that point later on in the end of the season. So let me know what you guys think in the comments section about this latest news about Nets general manager Sean Marks heading over to Australia and New Zealand to check out French-born point guard Rayan Rupert and scouting this kid for a potential hope that this kid not only declares for the NBA draft, but potentially drops to the overall. Hopefully this kid drops to at least the pick 25 so the Nets can potentially draft him as a late round prospect and maybe developing him into one of the younger upside players going into this upcoming draft in 2023. Thank you very much, everybody. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Sub up to NYG Jeffy T85. More news, updates, and chatter around the Brooklyn Nets. Turn on the bell for notifications on the next video or short they'll be dropping on the channel as well for the Brooklyn Nets. And I will make sure to give you guys a BKN game recap for the Brooklyn Nets after they conclude either sometime later tonight. I'm going to be doing the WWE Royal Rumble, so just be on the lookout for that. Either later tonight or I'll be giving it to you sometime tomorrow morning. So thank you very much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday afternoon/evening. Take it easy, and as always, let's go Brooklyn Nets. As you always know, it's a Nets world, and guess what? We are all just living in it.